In China, historical records describe snow falling in August. In Ireland, the annals speak of a failure of bread. Across Europe, crops withered in the fields, leading to a widespread famine that lasted for years. People starved. Societies began to fray. The world was plunged into a decade of cold and darkness. For centuries, the cause of this global disaster remained a mystery. Ancient texts offered clues, but no definitive answers. Was it a divine punishment? An astronomical event? The truth, it turns out, was hidden deep within the earth and frozen in time. In recent decades, scientists have found the smoking gun. By drilling into the ice sheets of Greenland and Antarctica, they have created a precise timeline of our planet's atmospheric history. And locked within ice cores dated to the mid-6th century, they found a massive spike in sulfate particles. This is the unmistakable chemical signature of a colossal volcanic eruption. Somewhere on Earth, likely in the northern hemisphere, a volcano of immense power exploded, spewing a gigantic cloud of ash and sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere. Computer models show how this aerosol cloud would have rapidly spread, creating a veil that blocked out the sun's warmth and light. The leading culprit is a volcano in Iceland that erupted in 536, followed by another major eruption in 540, and yet another in 547. It was a triple blow, a 1-2-3 punch that kept the planet in a chokehold for over a decade. The impact was global. In Europe, the prolonged famine weakened populations and destabilized kingdoms. Germanic tribes, pushed by hunger, migrated across the continent, redrawing the political map. In Mesoamerica, the great city of Teotihuacan experienced a period of violent decline and abandonment, which some archaeologists link to the extreme drought caused by this climate shift. The powerful Sasanian Empire in Persia was severely affected, and in China, the crisis contributed to political turmoil. The world, connected by climate, suffered together, but the catastrophe wasn't over. As societies struggled with cold and hunger, a new terror was arriving. Weakened by years of malnutrition, people were incredibly vulnerable to disease. Trade routes, which had once carried silks and spices, now carried something far more deadly. In the year 541, just as the world was reeling from the volcanic winter, the first great pandemic in recorded history exploded out of Egypt, the plague of Justinian. Carried by fleas on the backs of rats traveling on grain ships, the bubonic plague spread with terrifying speed throughout the Byzantine Empire and beyond. Imagine the scene. A city already struggling with food shortages, its people weak and desperate. Suddenly, a new sickness appears. Its victims suffer from high fevers, delirium, and painful swellings. Death often comes within days. Procopius, who witnessed the plague firsthand in Constantinople, wrote that at its peak, 10,000 people were dying each day. The bodies piled up so quickly that they had to be stacked in towers or dumped at sea. The plague was relentless. It swept through North Africa, Europe, and the Middle East, killing an estimated third to a half of the population in the areas it struck. It was a demographic disaster on a scale that is almost impossible to comprehend. Armies were decimated, fields were left untended, and entire cities were hollowed out. The Byzantine Emperor Justinian himself caught the plague but survived. His dream of restoring the Roman Empire, however, did not. His military campaigns faltered, and his treasury was bankrupted. The combined impact of the volcanic winter and the Justinian plague was a turning point in human history. This period of death and disruption effectively ended the classical world and ushered in the era we now call the Dark Ages. The interconnected trade network of the Roman era collapsed, urban populations declined dramatically, and political power fragmented. Europe turned inward, and it would take centuries for it to recover. The story of 536 is more than just a piece of ancient history. It's a sobering reminder of how fragile our civilizations are. We live on a dynamic planet, subject to forces far beyond our control. A single geological event, happening halfway around the world, can trigger a domino effect that brings empires to their knees. Today, we face our own climate challenges. While the cause is different, the lesson is the same. Our global system is deeply interconnected and vulnerable to sudden shocks. The history of the 6th century shows us that when the climate changes, everything changes with it. Food, health, politics, the very fabric of society. It's a warning written in ice cores and ancient manuscripts that we should not ignore. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into the past insightful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the events that shaped our world. See you next time.